Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we are going to discuss why the aggregated events are gone. So, the aggregated events are gone and I'm not sure why, but let's analyze it a little bit in this video. This is an update video. I'm going to try to make it short, and if you want to see what was the aggregated events, the domain verification and all of that, it's my first actually video that I ever created for this channel 2 years ago when we had to do the aggregate events, prioritization of events and domain verification. So what has changed? For all of you that you are watching my podcast or listening to my podcast, you know that this has happened weeks ago. This is an update about the aggregate events. Facebook is removing the aggregate events. What was the aggregate events? We had the iOS update. If we want to listen to what Apple is saying, they have removed 95% of the users. I believe it's much less. In the last period, we could see also that the users, the iOS users, if you break down the results, you could see that we were having sales from more Apple users instead of Android users. That made us think that the whole reporting system of Facebook is actually improving more and more. The aggregate events was the system that Facebook actually invented along with the API integration, and what it was doing, it was taking the events from the iOS. You could still run ads without the aggregated events and you can have only the Android users being reported, but with the aggregate events you had also the Apple iOS users data being reported back to Facebook. So you were having more data to work with. Still, it was a problematic situation. Not everything was being reported, and in order for you to do that, you need to do domain verification, which was mandatory in order to have the aggregate events, and you had to do also prioritization events. So in your business manager, you were going to add your domain name. You were putting over there in the aggregate events in the data events center, I believe it was called. Just a second. Okay, in the events manager, basically you would go and you have to do aggregate events, go to the domain that you were going to use, prioritize the events, purchase event, initiate checkout, add to cart, view content and all of that, in order for you to have also the data from the iOS users. And then you were going on to your ad level, and over there you were having the option to use the domain or use just the pixel. Now, all of this has been removed, and maybe that means that Facebook is having better results in terms of reporting. The API is going to stay. They didn't announce anything like that, but of course we're not going to do all the work with domain and aggregate events. We had also the value button that we opened it. It was taking 4 events. You could add only 8 events in total, and when you had the value optimization open, you had only 4 events. For all of you that you're doing Facebook ads for the past 1.5 to 2 years, you know what I'm talking about. All of this is gone, and let's discuss a little bit of what this means for the future of Facebook ads. Okay, so we know that all of these things have been removed. Let's analyze a little bit why Facebook is doing that. There are 2 things, and I'm speculating here, but I'm very good with speculations when it comes to Facebook. First of all, the reporting has been doing so well that Facebook said, okay, we don't need the domain or the aggregate events anymore. This is one case scenario. Scenario number 2, I'm going to prepare also today that we have video shooting one video about shop ads. And I believe that Facebook and Meta in general, they're making a transition towards the data that they can actually gather within the platform. And we know that because Google is also doing that and everybody is doing that. And these companies, when one of the companies is doing something, the other company is following, and we can see that Google also goes towards this direction. What does this mean? They don't want to focus anymore in fixing the problem of actually getting all the data from iOS users or Android users, but they want to throw all the budget and the money in order to say, okay, we're going to become a platform that we're going to make people convert within the platform. So we don't need any one of you anymore, either iOS, Android, or another thing that is going to come in the future, because we're going to hold the data and we're going to be more than powerful, and we're not going to have any kind of fiasco like the one that we had with iOS 14.5 changes. Now, what do I believe about this? Well, it makes sense. we talk about a platform that has been impacted a lot in the past 2 years because Apple announced that they want to protect their users' data. And the reason that Apple did that is because they also want to actually control the data. So now Facebook is doing the same thing. They're trying to protect the data of their users, but in reality, they want to control the data of their users. Is it good? For me, as a marketeer, this is perfect because I'm still, again, I'm going to start optimizing with all the data that I can. Is it easy? No, because it means that they have to train all the people of not going to websites and stuff. They have to, go through the process of fixing the shop ads and the shops and make people actually convert there. And the last thing is that if now the customer support is very bad with all the problem that Meta has, and the reason that this is happening is because there are no other platforms, sadly guys, that now they can do the job of Meta and you can scale aggressively. What is it going to happen if we have a super powerful Meta with Instagram and Facebook converting people inside the platform? What are they going to do? They're just going to pick up the phone on customer support, and when you say I have a problem, they're going to close it into your face. I don't know, guys. I think that Meta is going to become even more powerful if it goes to that point. I think that all of that is also related to what happened with the iOS 14.5, and companies like Meta, they don't forgive this kind of behavior and they don't want to go back. I think that so far from what I can see, they're giving a lot of funding to the shop ads, and I think that you should watch my video about it when it's going to be live with the shop ads, because there are also some things involved there like transaction fees and fees that they're going to have for PayPal payments and for everything. So they are going to make money even from the transactions. Maybe they're going to make also money from the from converting euros to USD, for example, from somebody who buys from Europe something from United States. And they are going to become a marketplace after all. They started with marketplace, we all know that, but now maybe the whole platform is going to become a place that's going to be a huge shop like Amazon, for example, but also it's going to be a social media platform. So imagine a social media platform, but that it's also a platform which has a lot of products that you can buy. Anyway, let's see what the future has. If you want to learn more about Facebook ads, you can watch all of my other videos. You can check my book, my free course, and my website, of course. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.